Jer, I have a question. I'm going to ask you a question from your Friday recap newsletter, which is probably one of my favorite things that you actually put out because it's like a little fun little breakdown of the week. How would you describe it?
It's like a behind the scenes into my head of like what I'm reading, what I'm thinking about, what I'm processing. So before the ideas ever make it to a podcast or a message or a book or a blog, they like end up getting worked out first, and the recap is where I share it.
It's easy for me to read as somebody who feels like they have a lot of tabs open in their brain, and it just is like a simple slide
10 things.
10 things, and it's like tomorrow's that will go out has like Jimmy Kimmel little nuggets. So one of the things that you talk about, and you do need to be a patron to receive that newsletter. I'm going to put some information on the screen that you'll see of other things that you get if you're a patron. But how do you make sense that God will send you to hell if you don't choose him because of his love for you?
So this is what I was raised with, this idea. This is very common in American evangelical Christianity. This idea that God loves us so much, but if you don't choose him, that's the consequence. And it usually is couched with, God doesn't send you to hell, you send yourself there and all this. What you're left with, if you try to reconcile that and make sense of it, is that God becomes this two-faced kind of monster that on one hand is ultimate love, on the other hand is capable of being very petty and, causing you to suffer for eternity because you didn't choose the right choice. And so a lot of people try to reconcile that, and it gets really jumbled. And I talk about in the newsletter this week that the problem with that is when you view God that way, that God's love includes punishment, then we start to think our love can include punishment as well. And we start expressing that same bizarre dichotomy to people around us. Brian Rucker is a guy I'm having on my podcast soon. And he wrote a book called Hellbent that comes out in the next month or so. And he has this idea where he unpacks the absurdity of these ideas.
So the quote is, if God's love includes punishment, then we start to believe our love can include punishment.
Yep.
And if you want to be on the Friday emails, in addition to the other items that patrons get, there is a link in Jeremy's profile that you can go there and you can sign up and support the work that he's doing.